I am in the early stages of writing and illustrating a kid's book, and I think my 3-year-old daughter just saved my main character. This week, my goal was to find the design of my main characters. There are these water creatures that live on an island called Old Zealand. And as I was designing, my drawings just felt stiff, predictable, boring. I didn't feel like they were stretched enough. So what I did is I changed up my process, and I would do 1 page of master copies, and then I would do some of my own illustration, and things started to work until the story pivoted and the anatomy of my creatures had to change, and my week was over. And that's when something unexpected happened. I don't think I realized what a tall order character design is. It's really difficult because you could do anything. The world is your oyster. You can choose any shape, any direction, any style for your characters, and that was really difficult for me because I couldn't figure out what to do, and what that led to is actually really unorganic, boring drawings, and I wasn't liking the direction they were going. And so what I decided to do was just turn to my favorite character designer and one of my favorite illustrators. So I started doing master copies of Dean Cornwell and Wouter Tulp. The reason I chose these 2 illustrators is both of them are fantastic, but also both of them simplify form so much. It's really easy to look at their drawings and see that everything is either a ball, a box, or a tube. And maybe it's because I used to take classes with Wouter Tulp. When I'm copying him, I'm reminded of my fundamentals and how to character design. How to push shapes but make them realistic, how to keep to the organic forms while being super creative. And I just love the way his illustrations turned out. So what I would do is I'd do a page of master copies, and then I would quickly think about my characters and start sketching, and that took my drawings to the next level. And it was really exciting to see my characters start to come to life and move into this direction that I wanted them to move into. Side note, I forgot how important master copies are. I haven't done them in a little while, but it's so cool to look in your sketchbook and to see that you really can draw as well as these legendary artists. You just need to make the right decisions. It's right there. You can do this. It's in your sketchbook. So make the right decisions in your own drawings and boom, you're there. Anyways, so that was all going really well, but my story changed. Originally, and if you've been following this, thank you. If you've been following this, these creatures were 100% water, but now I need them to be more like slugs or frogs or something that is super wet and absorbent. Absorbent? I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, they are like water and super watery, but they need to be actual physical something, and they need to be really stretchy. There's this one really important scene where one of the water creatures needs to stretch himself super thin as he's holding on to like 4 different trees or rocks or something. He stretches himself super thin and the wind stretches him out like a bubble. So I couldn't have him be water for that situation. That's substance. It needed to be stretched. So because of that, I had to nix all of the designs that were working really well after I was doing master copies, and I was out of time. My week was over. And so I kind of just put my sketchbook down. I went and sat with my daughter before dinner, and we were just drawing with crayons. And obviously the only thing I had on my mind were these water creatures. And so I just start sketching, and I came up with a couple of sketches that were really exciting in weird ways, because they were the first sketches I have done with this new anatomy in my mind, this new rule that these aren't water, they're water-ish. And I came up with an interesting idea. The other thing I liked about these sketches is I wasn't really thinking about the anatomy as much. I was thinking about the story, like this moment where the character needs to stretch out. I think character design is a lot easier if you actually take a story moment of this character and you create it. Then the rules of the character start to come together. So in this tiny little corner of this tiny little horrible crayon sketch, I have this little bubble drawing of how this character needs to stretch out. And that's exciting. So now that I've got this interesting direction after drawing with my daughter, I'm going to fill a whole sketchbook page or 2 with some quick ideas and see if we can't come up with some interesting character designs.
west to the river, the Mississippi mud running in my veins. And on the road is where I found freedom, and hotel rooms is where I found peace.
The reason the crayon drawings are so exciting is they were story driven. And that was exactly the pivot I needed to make. It's too difficult to just draw a character for me. I need the character to be doing something that comes up in the story for me to figure out who they are. And so that's what these sketchbook pages are about. The anatomy has changed from pure water to these watery creatures. And that actually really helps because now there's some boundaries. And what I'm doing is I am filling this sketchbook with how these characters actually move in the story. It's not just how these characters move, like a world building project, but it's much more focused on this particular story. How do they move in this story? That's where we're going to start.
It's gonna be a long way home. It's gonna take my heart and soul, I only see you now in memories, or in the night on a long drive through. Someday I'll put off the road somewhere near East Des Moines.
And then on top of that, I'm applying the fundamentals that I was practicing while doing my master copies, and that lets me not focus on the drawing. Because I've been doing these pages of master copies, I can just flow. Just good shapes start to come out of me because I've been practicing good shapes. And I don't have to worry too much about the shape design while I'm creating these characters. I can focus a lot more on the story. So that's why the master copies were such an important part of this process this last week. And then on top of that, having the shift of this needs to be story-based. If I can easily create good shapes by copying the masters, and I can also quickly create an important scene with these story moments, then it makes character design a lot more easier, and these creatures become a lot more alive in my head, and obviously a lot more alive on the sketchbook, which is really exciting.
I spend my whole life running from Iowa. It's gonna be a long way home. It's gonna take my heart and soul. It's gonna be a long way home. And it's gonna take my heart and soul, my heart and soul.
I think this breakthrough was not a technical breakthrough. I think it was relational. I'm starting to know these characters much more because their drawings are related to their stories. And that's interesting. These sketches are really exciting and really good early concept character design. And now I want to focus a little more on getting the actual landscape together. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and that's kind of what I think Old Zealand looks like. Maybe like a little bit of Irish, European influence added to the Pacific Northwest, but very Pacific Northwesty. And this week I am traveling to East Texas, which is very different. But I'm starting to see a pattern in this project where inspiration is coming in unexpected places. So part of me fully expects to find some kind of crazy inspiration in Texas for Old Zealand. So stay tuned, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in Texas.